So as you can see, we're here at the CCA workbench, and it's time for the Fish Bites trading post, rigs and techniques, Dave.
Yes, sir. It is.
Well, they're clapping so loud I can't hear myself think.
I know, exactly.
It's so awesome.
That's good. So what we're going to start with is when you're fishing for tuna, you know, tuna is one of those red-blooded fishes that never gives up. It's worse than an amberjack, in my opinion. They never stop fighting. They don't have a swim bladder, I don't believe. So they fight all the way to the boat. So you got to have something strong to catch them with. And if you want to torture yourself with some spinning gear, this is what you want to use right here. This is the Authority spinning reel. It's the new Penn standard. It's their best spinning reel line, best in class for smoothness and sealing. It's got precision cut stainless steel gears all through it. You can submerge this in water. It's completely sealed, body and the spool. It's got a full metal body, so it's not gonna, shift or torque when you catch a big fish and you're putting a lot of drag on it. And it's just a really good reel. And it's got a Penn Carnage 3 rod, a spinning boat rod, which is really powerful. It's very thin for how strong it is. Aluminum reel seat, again, because you need to have that strength when you're fighting a big heavy fish. And it's got a big aluminum metal gimbal on the back too, because you're going to want to use a belt when you're catching a big tuna fish.
And I loaded it up with some Berkley 40-pound braid as the backing.
Right.
And then I top shotted it with the Berkley
Pro Spec Chrome.
30 pounds, so we can still cast.
And we got fluorocarbon, I think, 40 or 50 on here as well. Yes. You're gonna need some big stuff.
So tell us about the big popper by Savage, Dave.
Well, that's the Savage Gear Pro popper there. It's a big panic popper, it's called, and it comes in 11 colors, a bunch of different sizes from 3.5 inch all the way up to 7.5 inch and up to 4 ounces. If you're going to catch big tunas, if you're going to cast at yellowfins that are busted on the surface, this is what you're going to want to throw. Heavy duty hardware throughout. You can catch snappers and groupers on that thing sometimes if you're lucky, if you get them chummed up to the surface. But this thing has a really big mouth, so it spits really well and makes a lot of commotion, which is what you want to have. So. Get you one of those.
Now, a lot of guys like the vertical jig. Are you ready to talk about bait fish?
Oh, we can talk about the jigs. This is a Savage Gear Slim Jig minnow. It's a flat fall jig, really heavy. They run from 4 ounces all the way up to 14 ounces in 6 different colors. When you're getting on top of a school, sometimes the school will go down. You get right up on top of them, you can drop a jig down and still get a bite.
Right.
They're very, tuna are very wary these days because they get a lot of pressure. Mm-hmm. So sometimes that bottom bite is a little easier for you to get. I'm going to talk a little bit about the hooks we got there. Those are some Trocar Extreme live bait hooks. We've got 2 different styles here. We've got the Extreme live bait, which is a thinner wire, and that's the TK8 HD Extreme live bait hook. And then we have just the regular ones there that are just the Extreme live bait hooks. And you can tell the difference because not only in the size of them, but the wire's a little thicker. If you're using smaller baits and you want your bait to stay alive a little better, you go to just the Extreme live bait hook because they do have a forged shank and everything. They're still strong.
Welded eye on the heavy
both of them have welded eyes, but if you're really catching those big tunas, tunas over 40 pounds, you might want to go with those HDs because that's not going to bend out on you. You know how much drag you use. You're not going to bend out that hook. And they're American made in Denver, Colorado. And you get the TK7 or the TK8. You could also use one of these primal circle hooks. Patty Boy was talking about when you're chunking, a circle hook's a great hook when you're using that. So you can just drop your chunks back there and let them eat it and run away, and it gets right in the corner.
So you know what HD stands for?
Heavy duty.
Hot damn, because we got dinner on the line, Bubby.
There you go.
All right, Bree.
Hot damn.
Hot damn.
Okay, that was a hot damn workbench segment.